Good morning, 4th and 5th graders. We wanted to make you a video this week to help you with the TDA writing chart that is assigned. We know that it's been a little while since we've practiced and we've done this type of writing, so you may have forgotten a few things. This week we are going to be reading the text, They Were Giants. This text is about a girl who feels kind of secluded living in a log cabin with her grandfather while her mother works. And her grandfather has this terrible accident where she's not sure what's medically wrong with him and she needs to get help. This becomes difficult because where they live is in an area that's very difficult to get around because of the weather. It's very snowy, it's icy, there's lots of blizzards. So she kind of has this huge feat that she has to get accomplished. You can access your story two ways. You can either use the Storyworks magazine that we send home with you, or you can log into Storyworks. Today I'm going to log into Storyworks and show you how to find some evidence. This goes along with the assignment this week, which is called They Were Giants TDA chart. So you want to make sure that you are looking at that assignment. Before we start, we want to take a look at what the TDA is itself, the prompt. So it is, excuse me, there we go. In the story There Were Giants, the narrator is staying with her grandfather who has a terrible accident. The actions of the narrator proves the theme. When you are determined to succeed, you will do anything in your power to complete a task. Use evidence from the passage to support your response. So you'll see that I have highlighted the two elements listed for us, which are characters' actions of the narrator, and theme of the story. So we're only going to be focusing on the narrator today, what they say or do, and we're connecting it to the element of theme. Now, what's great about this prompt is they already tell us what the theme is. When you are determined to succeed, you will do anything in your power to complete a task. Her grandfather's life is in danger. That is her task that she needs to complete, getting him help, and she will do anything to make sure that that happens. So after you read the text in Storyworks, we are going to be looking for some evidence of what the narrator says or does as evidence that we can add to our chart. So we are looking for something that shows the narrator knows that this is a really big task, that it's going to be very difficult. So after I read the text, I found some evidence on page 13, and I'm going to highlight that for you. The blanket sled works well until I reach the steps leading to the porch. There are only 3 of them, but I might as well be climbing a mountain. Okay? Obviously, lifting somebody's own body weight is difficult. Her grandfather is most likely larger than her, and she's having difficulty getting his body into the cabin to see if he's okay or not. So she is comparing that task, pulling him up the steps, to the porch as climbing a mountain. So it will be incredibly difficult for her to do that. Since I am quoting this evidence right from the text, I need to use quotation marks. So I'm going to go to my TDA chart and I'm going to go under evidence, and I'll use the sentence starter in the story. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about where that piece of evidence is in the text. In the story, the narrator finds her grandfather not alert and laying in the snow. Okay, that's where I found it. She makes a sled out of a blanket The narrator's thoughts are, and this is where I'm going to quote right from the text. The blanket sled works well until I reach the steps leading to the porch. There are only 3 of them, but I might as well be climbing a mountain. You'll notice that I have that in quotation marks. I copied it right from the text. It's not my own words. So now I'm going to move over to the inference. The inference is, why did I choose that evidence? So how does this evidence draw a conclusion for me that this is going to be a difficult task, but she's going to do it no matter what? Some of the sentence starters that we use for inferences and analysis could be things like, this means, this shows, this tells me, we care because, I now know, or I understand. You want to kind of put something in front so that your response makes sense, it flows. I'm going to use this shows. This shows that the narrator knows that she has a tough task in front of her to get Gramps back into the cabin. I chose that evidence because the narrator's thoughts show she's going to have a tough time. That's why I picked it. Now I'm going to move over to the analysis. This is where you have to communicate your understanding of the text. You have to prove that you have comprehension. Remember that I'm connecting 2 ideas. I'm connecting the narrator's actions to the theme. So I have to go back and remind myself. The theme is, when you are determined to succeed, you will do anything in your power to complete the task. So we have to explain how the narrator will do anything she needs to help her grandfather. I'm going to use the sentence starter, this means. This means that the narrator is scared that her grandfather isn't going to make it. She is determined to get Gramps back into the cabin and will do anything he needs to make sure he is safe. This may seem impossible, but she is willing to do it. Okay, so I go back to how the character is acting. So she's acting scared, she's acting like it's going to be a challenge, but then I'm connecting it to that she's determined, she will succeed. This is a task she's going to complete. By connecting those 2 thoughts, I have then completed my analysis. Analysis is tough. You have to keep thinking about connecting those 2 elements together. So now it's going to be on you. You need to complete the 6 boxes that are left in orange or light yellow. And you are going to pick 2 pieces of evidence. Remember, you're looking for the character's thoughts or actions, that this is going to be a challenging task. I kind of chose something from the very beginning of the text. You might want to look more in the middle and then at the end to find 2 more pieces of evidence. You're going to do your inference, which is why did you choose that evidence? Then you're going to do your analysis, which is communicating your understanding between the 2 elements. You need to make that connection with your analysis. When you have all 6 of those boxes filled out, you are going to submit it to your teacher. You'll see down here at the bottom, there's a spot for teacher's comments. We'll probably write something positive, maybe something that you need to work on. If something's missing, it doesn't make sense, we'll write you a couple notes in there so you understand how to improve for next time. This is going to be worth 6 points, and you'll see it in your regular grades with your other assignments for this week. Remember that Mr. Casper, Mrs. Feathers, and myself are working as a ELA team, so you can ask any of us questions, make comments in the classroom, send emails, and any of us will be able to help you. I hope this video is going to assist you to move along in this assignment, and I hope you have a great day. We miss you so much. Stay at home. Bye.